The final tab that you're going to want to know how to use that is of major importance is the annotate tab. So let's select annotate, and for the sake of this particular video, we're only going to be showing the single nucleotide constraint. So let's zoom into the portion of the scene that we want to annotate, and we're going to be annotating the single guanine residue. So right off the bat, let's click Create Annotations, and you can see that Create Annotations creates both a label line and a label text for this residue. We can delete annotations, of course, and if we want to recreate, say, this ugly residue label text and label line here, we can go ahead and select this nucleotide, and we can click both recreate existing annotation, so it will recreate ones that already exist rather than skipping it, which it does by default, and you can click create annotations, so now we have a much cleaner annotation for this nucleotide residue. If we want to change the index, for example, of what's being specified here, say this is off for whatever reason, we can come in here and we can change it to 1450, and we can say create annotations, and so now it's a nucleotide label of 1450. In order to get and drill down into what particular overriding label you're using, label index, you have to first specify a RNA complex and an RNA molecule, and then per RNA complex and RNA molecule, there may be multiple indices or regions rather that you want to be interacting with, and this is more relevant to other interaction constraints. You can kind of set this aside for now, but you may have to specify which particular index you're dealing with of that region. And so starting index is also required. This is also only relevant to other different interaction constraints, but if you're trying to annotate many different nucleotides at once, you might want to start with a different one that you actually clicked on. So you could change this to be one less or one more or whatever you like. Finally, and similarly, if you want to change, how many nucleotides are being annotated, by default this is 10, so every 10th nucleotide in a given selection is annotated, but you can change that to every 5 or every 3 or whatever you like. So that will be demoed in other videos, but this is how you annotate a single nucleotide.